the Surface Editing submenu underneath the Edit NURBS menu is going to give you access to the Surface Editing tool and a couple of commands that you can use to control tangency on a single NURBS surface. Let me start off by creating a NURBS surface that we can play with. And we'll give it a few patches, make it a little more interesting. And I'll select this surface, let's go down to Edit NURBS, Surface Editing, and grab the Surface Editing tool. Now if you open up the options for this tool, all you're going to find is an ability to control the tangent manipulator size, which we don't really need to do, so I'll just kind of set it to any arbitrary value and that'll be fine. Now this manipulator has many different parts. The first part you should probably interest yourself in is this little yellow handle that kind of hangs off the side. This allows you to move the manipulator around along the surface. Now once you have selected a point of the surface that you'd like to edit, you can then grab the center manipulator, and let me control click on that to set it back to three-dimensional motion, and you can move this part of the manipulator around, and notice I'm grabbing that point and pulling it around. It's almost as if you can just kind of, it's like you don't need CVs. You can grab any point along the surface and pull it around. Very handy. Kind of slide up here now, kind of pull this up, slide around to another location. Notice how the tool kind of adjusts itself as you go over bumps and lumps and whatnot. Pull that up. Now, from here, we can also control the normal as and tangency in U and V of the object. So you see I've got this little tiny handle that comes off here. As I move this around, notice I'm adjusting tangency in the U direction. I believe it's U. It could be V. Doesn't really matter that much. If I'd like, I can control this in the V direction. Do the same thing in the opposite direction. Or I can click this little blue indicator again, and now I'm moving the normal itself. So it's just kind of three ways to accomplish a very similar feat. So you can move around in U or V or grab the normal and play with it. You can also scale this normal out by using the little tiny blue handle at the end of the manipulator. So notice as I increase the scale of the tangency, I can change things around like that. Now you can align this normal to any of the major axes by clicking on any of the lines you see coming out of the manipulator. So if I want to maybe align this in the negative X direction, I can just click on negative X or positive X, of course Z, Y, and so forth. And that's really all there is to it. It's just a way for you to adjust various points along your surface by moving not only their location, but also controlling their tangency. So that's very cool. Let's go ahead and I'll delete this surface out. And let's create a new surface to take a look at some of the other functionalities we'll find under the Surface Editing menu. I'll start off by creating a plane, and let's go ahead and increase the patches in U and V. Anything will do. I guess we'll do 3 by 3. And I'll duplicate this. We'll slide this over here. I'll grab control vertices here on this side, and let's make some sort of interesting modeling like so. Then I'm going to take these two surfaces, and let's go to Edit NURBS, Attach. I don't want to keep originals. I'm just going to connect and keep multiple knots. And of course what that's going to do is make a nice razor-sharp edge where these two guys meet. So now I can select this isoparm where I'm having this problem where I'd like to maybe smooth out this tangency, come down to Edit NURBS, Surface Editing, and grab Smooth Tangent. Notice how it smooths that out. So very nice. Fixes that tangency right up. Or I can grab the same isoparm or another isoparm, go back down to Surface Editing, Break Tangent, and now if I grab Control Vertices right here along this surface, boom, it's all nice and sharp. Also, notice if I were to move these around, they're still sharp vertices. It's not like it got rid of that extra knot right there. It just lined everything up and made it nice and straight. You'd still want to rebuild this and get rid of multi-knots if you didn't like having that there. So this is in effect a way to create multi-knots on a surface, not something you'll probably find yourself doing too much for entertainment models, but you know, good to know about all the same. And that is going to wrap things up for this video. Thanks a lot.